Hello, everybody. So we're going to go through a little bit of like everything from the Women's Guide. And I'm just going with my most important takes of these and some like tips and tricks that you can do. So we're going to start with PMS and estrogen dominance. Remember that PMS is common. However, just because something is common doesn't make it anything that is normal, especially when it comes to women's health. Most of us don't know that much about our bodies. We're not really educated on it. Doctors don't really educate it on it, and like any hormonal problem ever, they immediately just throw birth control at us without giving us any indication of what that's actually doing to our body. Granted, I am on a form of birth control, and I have been for a very long time now. It is something that I was not educated on until recently when I did my own research. However, I am okay with synthetic hormones, so it's really up to you on that. So if you are feeling like super PMSy all the time and it's something that always happens or has always happened throughout the time, that can also be like if you're in any type of hormonal imbalance, you might have PMS. Hormonal imbalance also can be, when you're in premenopause, in menopause, all of those different things because your hormones are kind of all over the place. So it's just a couple of different ways, and it's actually a lot of different ways that you can help with estrogen dominance and PMS. Here are lots of tips for that. So you want to focus on color. Fill up on all the colors of the rainbow in your fruits and vegetables to increase the amount of antioxidants and polyphenols in your diet. It's not going to only help you with optimal nutrition status, but it's going to combat inflammation, which is a heavy contributor. Power up on your cruciferous veggies. So this is going to be like your broccolis, and your cauliflower, your Brussels sprouts, your asparagus, those types of things. Helps with estrogen detoxification. If, like, you produce a ton of estrogen and then it goes through all of your body systems, and then for some reason it stays put somewhere and it doesn't get excreted through your urine, which is what your kidneys and your liver do. They excrete things and they filter things out. So if for some reason that gets stuck, then that extra estrogen is just building up in your body. It has nowhere to go. So that kind of helps with that. Also carrots, raw carrots, very good for estrogen dominance. You want to fix your fats. Make sure that you're consuming healthy fats. So avocados, fatty fish such as salmon, eggs, olive oil, nuts and seeds. They got great omega-3s and omega-6s. Which are just super good with, again, transitioning in. Hormones are things that kind of go throughout your body using fat. So if you have the not so great fats, they're going to get stuck. If you have the better fats, they're going to be able to transport to where you need to go in their systems. So that's kind of like that. You do have a lot of fats that can be inflammational, which are your processed vegetable oils, so your corn, canola, soybean, sunflower, and cottonseed. So you want to try to avoid those if you can. Pick and choose your own battles. Cut the crap. Avoiding excess added sugars, alcohol, and removing your own food intolerances is crucial to decreasing inflammation. Again, that can make PMS and estrogen dominance terrible for you. Except for sugars, like sugars in fruit. Absolutely eat as many as you want. It is a different type of sugar. Remember that your common food intolerances, if you need to remove them, is gluten, wheat, eggs, nuts, dairy, and soy. And remember, when you are working on an elimination diet, please work with a medical professional on that. Don't just do it yourself. That way you know that you're still getting all of the other nutrients that you need when potentially cutting out food groups. So you want to focus on fiber. Fiber is going to help you naturally detox your estrogen, and it helps feed your gut microbiome by feeding all your good gut bacteria, and not the bad ones. You do need a healthy microbiome for optimal metabolism, mood, and immune function. Messed up gut can contribute, again, to PMS and estrogen dominance. So drinking more water. I always say 100 ounces a day in water. You could always try flavoring it with fruit. You can try seltzer water. Personally, people are like, no, and I'm like, no, it's fine as long as you have seltzer water that's just carbonated water and the fruit that is in there, no natural flavor, no artificial flavor, all that stuff. You want to balance your blood sugar level. An imbalance of blood sugar in your body can leave you hit with hangry. We've all heard that before. If you ever notice periods of like shakiness, sweaty palms, anger, irritability, and brain fog, that's going to be a sign of low blood sugar. It's also something that is going to heighten PMS, especially if you're progesterone sensitive. So be mindful with your carb sources, choose your whole grains if possible, and make sure you're pairing your carb with a protein or a fat so you're helping to stabilize that blood sugar. So it's not just an up-down roller coaster where you're like, woo, like how a cupcake's immediately going to give you energy, but then you're going to crash in about an hour, that type of thing. And also make sure that you don't go more than 4 hours without eating if you can. You want to remove endocrine disruptors. These are going to be chemicals that are going to disrupt your hormone symphony and wreak havoc on your health. They can literally worsen everything in your life. If you have any questions on endocrine disruptors, I did already do a blog post about that a couple of weeks ago. Please read that. Or literally type into Google endocrine disruptors. They are everywhere. It's in Teflon. It's in plastic. It's in some of our cleaners and some of our laundry detergents. It's in some of our products for our hair and our face, our nail polish, our lotions, all of that stuff. Anything that says fragrance is an endocrine disruptor. So we want to eliminate those as much as possible. I use the app Think Dirty so I can type in the things that I have at my house. And if it's very, very high up on the list of endocrine disruptors and things that are toxic to the environment and to myself, it will suggest better options for me. I personally like the 100% Pure brand. I used them back in college. It got pricey for me in college, and then I kind of forgot to go back. Dr. Bronner's soaps, super great and multi-purpose. So we love that. That's another great one if you're looking for a quick swap. Supplement smartly. They can be very beneficial and help with inflammation, but please make sure that you're working with a healthcare professional when using supplementation. You don't want to cause more harm to your body. Make sure you're managing your stress. Sleep hygiene is important. Stress reduction techniques are important. I recommend journaling. It's super helpful. Exercise obviously is another one. When it comes more into estrogen dominance, again, we're still fixing that diet. We're reducing the amount of added sugars and refined grains, all of those ultra processed foods. We want that whole food diet, fruits, veggies, healthy sources of dietary fat, whole grains, occasional meats and eggs. You want to reduce alcohol. Alcohol can disrupt both your hormones and your liver function. So if you are going to drink and you do happen to have estrogen dominance, stick to 1 to 2 glasses of wine a week. If you can, eliminate it altogether. Reduce environmental toxins. Again, your endocrine disruptors. Get them out of there. I'm still in the transition to all of the crap that I have in this apartment. I'm slowly buying things to transition out of the plastic Tupperware to glass Tupperware. I am doing all of my sheet trays and pans, making sure they're not sprayed with that Teflon. Anything that says non-stick. Anything that says non-stick is an endocrine disruptor. Just in case you didn't know, now you do. Again, focusing on fiber, you want to promote that healthy gut microbiome. Make sure you're getting all of your vitamins and minerals, a variety of foods, eliminating all the other crap that you don't need, intolerances, allergies, artificial sweeteners, unless you are diabetic. Prioritize your sleep. 7 to 8 hours a night is great. It has been found in other studies that more than that or less than that can actually increase your risk of stroke, which I just learned. So 7 to 8 hours is kind of that sweet spot. If you're feeling like you need a pick-me-up in the middle of the day, something's probably going on with those hormones. Make sure you ask your doctor, get those checked out. A lot of times they won't do it because you're too young, or you're already going through premenopause, or you're already in menopause, or whatever the case may be, and they don't want to test them. Fight for your health care. It is important. Focus on self-care. Making sure that you're filling up your cup before you're able to pour out into other people. You are important. Take care of yourself. You are worth it. And again, supplement smartly. Reduce inflammation in your body and exercise for energy. If you have any questions on PMS, estrogen dominance, kind of how to help those out, the testing that you need done, please comment below. Please Google. Please ask your medical professional. and see what's going on with that. But that is just kind of one of the most important things that I found from this book. Again, a lot of it is not really talked about in women's health, so it's time that we start that conversation.